Hey everyone, Rick Albert here. This week we're going to talk briefly about the FHA 203K loan. It's a loan program for primary users, in other words, if you're going to buy a house for yourself, and it covers the purchase price as well as the construction. And all you have to do is put 3.5% down, and that's 3.5% of the purchase plus construction. My wife and I did on our house, where we did a remodel and addition as well as the garage conversion into the accessory dwelling unit. Now, there's lots that we learned, but there was three things that really stood out for us and that I wanted to share with you. First and foremost, the lender doesn't give you any money up front. So a lot of contractors require some sort of deposit, whether it's $1,000, maybe it's a few thousand, just depending, but the lender doesn't give you a penny. Their thought is that they will start giving checks once work is completed. So with that said, you need to have some money in reserves or have a good conversation with your contractor. The second point is the lender takes a while to issue their checks. So how the process works is once a stage of the work is completed, they send out what's called a HUD consultant. So you call them, they're usually out in a day or two, they go verify the work, fill out some paperwork, send it to the lender. Then the lender can take up to 10 business days to issue those checks. So best case scenario, it's going to take 2 weeks for checks to be cut on work that was completed in the past. Most contractors aren't a fan of this. So a couple of ways around this is either have money in reserves to front the cost. Two is have the contractor have a mutual understanding that yes, this is going to happen and that they need to prepare for it. Some contractors might be fine with it. Depends on the relationship you have. And the third option is you pay a little bit more, but you can have the HUD consultant come out on a regular basis. So maybe instead of coming when certain work's completed, maybe you have them come out on a weekly basis. So that way there's always checks being processed throughout. And the third tip is, although the first two sound like a horrible reason not to get the loan, at the end of the day, if that's your only option, you gotta go with it. We never would have been able to buy this house had we not had that program. So if you just plan ahead, you can actually really make it work in your favor. So as a recap, the three tips are: one, keep in mind the lender doesn't give you any money up front; two, that they take a while to cut checks; and three, it's a great program if it's your only option. Also, side note, it's a great way to compete against cash offers because you might be able to offer a little bit more because you're gonna live there. So for more information, I actually wrote an article about it. It's my latest article on rickalbertonline.com. Check it out. In the meantime, like this, share it, and subscribe. Thanks, and see you all soon.